Hey and welcome. Kim here with JustAskKim.com, and today we're going to take a look at getting started with Triberr. Now, I've talked in a previous post about what Triberr is and, some of the nuances of making Triberr perform for you. And what I haven't had a chance to cover is how once you've gotten that all-elusive invite, because that's the hard part, getting into Triberr is actually the trickiest part of the game because you need an invite from someone that's already in. But once you're in, let's have a look at how to get it set up, how to use it, and how to navigate throughout the site, because it can be a little different than other sites you've probably been involved in before. Now here I am at Triberr.com and Triberr.com, and I've logged in. And rather than clicking on the logo, I've clicked on Home, and you'll spend most of your time under Home. The logo actually takes you out to a main page and segments from the blog and various things out there. We're going to work mostly from Home. Now here in the Home page, you see your logo once you've added your stuff to your profile. You see stuff about your tribe again once you've connected your profiles, stuff about your Twitter account, and the various tribes you're in. Let's come over and start by setting up our profile. So under this little gear icon, I'm going to click on Settings. And under Settings, there's a number of tabs here. And we're going to make sure that these are all set up. It should be set up to your email account, which should preferably also be connected to your Gravatar account so that everything connects right. Security, your password. You want to set up a bio. Set up, there's various service stuff here if you want to delete the account later. Don't click this at this point. Under the Twitter settings, here's where you go to add a Twitter account. Now, you can add multiple Twitter accounts, but you can only have one Twitter account per tribe. So let's say that I was in 3 different tribes and they were very niche specific, and I wanted to use a different Twitter account in all of them. I would add all 3 of those Twitter accounts here, and then when I go to the tribe settings, I will add which Twitter account is associated to that tribe. Now I can use one Twitter account with multiple tribes, but not the other way around. I can't have 3 Twitter accounts in one tribe because that wouldn't be fair. Okay, the next is RSS settings. Under RSS settings, you want to add the RSS feed of your blog and any other sites that you may be piping the RSS feed to use with a particular tribe. Here we go again. You can have multiple RSS feeds brought into the system, but you can only feed one of those into a tribe. Now, generally speaking, with WordPress, it's yourdomain.com/feed. If you have trouble with that, make it /feed/RSS. If you have a FeedBurner account set up, it's going to be your FeedBurner URL here. I also have a feed brought in that is a category-specific feed. So this is the feed for my blogging category, which I went to the URL for my blogging category, and then I appended the word feed to the end to get it. And I'm going to show you in a minute why I'm doing this, because I have a tribe that is specifically for WordPress blogging topics, and more from a how-to concept than from a conceptual concept. And so it was not right for me to run my entire feed through there, since I blog on a lot of Twitter and a lot of Facebook and a lot of Google Plus and things like that, in addition to WordPress, that this way I have my category feed that I can run through that niche tribe. A very handy way to create some very focused tribes, and a tip that most people don't know. You actually can get the feed for a tag as well. If you have a category, or not a category tag, but if you have a tag, a taxonomy tag on your WordPress blog, you can go to the URL for it, add /feed to the end, and you have the feed for the tag. So just do whatever you need to do to isolate the feed you want specifically. So for example, if you're joining my WordPress blogging tribe, then you would want your full feed only if you only blog about WordPress blogging, and your category feed if it's a segment of what you blog about. Let's come over here to content settings. Here we see we have some choices of things we can set up. Will we allow explicit words? Will we allow tribe mates to replay posts? Will we get an email when new members join a particular tribe we're in? Do we want emailed when somebody comments on our bonfires? Our bonfires are like a forum. So we have bonfires, and that is our forum. That's where we go to talk about things if we need support, if we need assistance, if we're confused, or if we need to look for new members, or if we need to look for a new tribe, things like that. All that's Bonfire. It's all the forum. The maximum frequency I'll share a tribe mate's post, the minimum of 20 minutes. You wouldn't want this set to 5 minutes because then it would be boom, 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 boom in your Twitter stream and no one would get click through. Okay, I have this set out to 60 because I also have some feeds coming in that are URL feeds and or feed burner feed, or not feed burner feeds, but deliver it feeds, and for example, like using Twitter feeds and bringing feeds into my Twitter stream. And I have to really control that I don't create flood in my stream. And so I have this reined down pretty tightly, but that still allows me quite a few tweets to go out into the system over a 24-hour period. Come down, negative keyword list. If there is words that you want to be flagged as things that will be marked promotional, so you won't quickly just check them off, these are your words, and this will control some of what goes through. I don't mess with that. That's some stuff they're messing with at a system level. I leave it at defaults for what it is. Click Save and Update. Okay, the next one is badge settings, and here this is a little badge that they run on the site. At this point in time, it doesn't really do anything for you at any other place. I don't really recommend adding it to your blog at this point in time. They might evolve it out in the future. They might not. I'm curious to see where it goes. It's a newer feature, and you know, different topics that you've been marked in the system with. Okay, we're going to come back. I'm back on home, but where you want to go is click on tribes. And here you're going to see a list of the tribes that you are involved in. And for example, if you're in my Weblog WordPress tribe, you're going to see that tribe come up. And here you're going to see, this is the wall for the tribe. It doesn't really have that name, but it's the main page and where you can leave dialogue. And when you put something in here, by default, members are going to get an email about this. And you can reply to people, and you can have engagement here that is tribe specific. Only the people in the tribe see this. So this is a little closed forum for us. Over here, this is actually the home. And then you're going to come to members. And here you'll see who's in the tribe. And I'm currently building this tribe out, and you'll see, you know, little details. It's cropping because Twitter just got new buttons, but they'll get that fixed. And if you hover over someone, get the little hover cards here. Oh, there we go. You can see different information on the people, how many of your posts they shared in the last 30 days, what percentage of your traffic they provided, etc. And you can see over time, as I said, I'm just setting this tribe up, so those numbers are way off. But over time, you'll be able to see if an individual is not resharing your content. And that will give you some red flags, okay? That'll give you an ability to know who's not scratching your back and to figure out whether it's because your content isn't working for them or if there's something else going on. Or oftentimes, it's because a member quits visiting the site and they aren't sharing for anyone, and then, you know, somebody needs to see what's going on with them, reach out, lend a hand, see if they need anything, see how things are going, and see if there's anything you can do to assist. That's really the most common problem, is that a member just kind of drops out for a while, and you need to go see where they're at and if they need anything. You know, people go through struggles just like any other, and it's always a good thing to reach out to people. We're going to come under tribe settings. We're going to skip tribe invites for the moment. We're going to tribe settings. And you want to come in here, and you'll want to set the associate. This will be a little different for you. This is because I own this tribe. You want to set the associated Twitter account and the associated RSS feed. Okay, like I said, your page will be a little different, but configure which Twitter account you want content from this tribe to go out to, and consider which RSS feed you want content from that RSS feed to go through the tribe and out through the tribe too. Okay, so pair that up. For example, here I have my main Twitter account, but I have the category feed. That is different than if I go to my main tribe, which is Jaffa, and if I come down to settings, and here you'll see I have my main Twitter account, because it's the only one I have in here, but I have my main RSS feed, and that lets me send my main RSS feed out. Okay, cool. That's all set up. That's what you need to do there. Now, how do you share stuff for other people? How do you make this so that it becomes a mutual back scratching thing, so that everybody's looking at everybody's stuff and so that we're helping each other out here? That's the settings. So now we're going to come back to home. And under home, you're going to see that you have a couple things going on. You have a tribal stream, a sent stream, and a my stream. Okay, let's start with my stream real quick just so I can show you. After things have been sent for you, after items have gone from your RSS feed out through the tribe, this is the metrics or the stats you will see. Okay, so this is how many total visits this post got based on having gone out the Triberr system. Okay, and I can choose if I want to request a replay, or I have some, if I want to edit the title here, and I can see that people liked it. I got some little karma points, and the quality score isn't usually an issue. People aren't usually using that real well. But I can also do things like click on the name. Whoops! Click on the name and open it. Okay, so that's basically just a place to have a look at what the results were. Also, if you ever let a post out of off your blog that needs to not go through the Triberr system, if it's really heavily promotional, if it is something that, you know, your members just are not going to be comfortable with sharing and that you'd rather not people have a chance to mark thumbs down on, once it hits your feed, it'll show up in your stream here, and you'll have a chance to mark delete. And you can remove it from the Triberr system so that it won't go out through the tribe. And that can be a real handy way. It's also useful if you're going to create a lot of flood, if you're going to load a lot of old content into the system, or a lot of posts you're going to bring current, if you're loading a bunch of stuff on your blog that might create flood in your stream. The system will automatically pause items that come in less than 2 hours apart. So if you load a bunch of posts less than 2 hours apart, and sometimes it's even a longer span than that, I'm not real sure what the real time is, but it's definitely 2 hours, then it will mark those as overflow. And you'll need to pay some bones, which are your little tokens or your little credits you own. You'll pay some bones in order to get it sent out through the system. Generally, this system is not made for high volume. The system is made for a typical one blog post a day kind of social media blog. When you start pushing more than that, the system's kind of going to push back on you because we don't want to be creating flood and overwhelming other people. Probably makes sense to you. I'm sure you can understand how that is. Now, you know that I blog a little more than that on some days, and so I just have to make sure that I keep my posts spread apart so I don't overwhelm people, and so not too many posts on one day. Now, under the sent stream, this is the items that I have sent out for people in my communities, in my tribes, and that I approved, and how many visits they got from me. So I shared this post for her, and it got 13 visits. It got 13 clicks. I shared this one for Kathy. It got 15. This one for Niall. It got 11. And you can see, again here, that one didn't get any clicks. I don't know why. Sometimes the metrics are very wrong. You'll discover this. Sometimes they just like totally have a bug. And other times a post title just doesn't grab someone. And so you kind of have to look at post titles, and your post titles are going to make all the difference here. If you're not writing content with a strong post title, it's not going to get clicks. I mean, that's just the way social media works. You have to really focus on those post titles, that they be engaging. Because you remember, these excerpts that we see here don't get seen on Twitter. All right, so this is just an overview of what's gone out. Also, if I come down, older posts that I sent, I can choose to resend them again. Let's just say that, let's see. Here, this post by Jeff was a really great post. Beginner's Guide on How to Video Blog on a Budget. This post, it didn't do super well for some reason, but was a really good post. I'm going to choose to resend that again for him. He's not going to get notified or anything, except that he'll see me mentioned in his stream, but he'll see that it came through Triberr, so he probably won't think anything of it. But I can choose to send that again because that's really good content for my people, okay? That's content that really serves my community. I want people to have a chance to read that post. And you can see that it was sent 5 days ago, and it will go out in about 5 hours. So I just clicked it from red to green, and that tells it to send it. And it will go out at the next available time that I allow a post to go out. So remember, I have mine set to every 60 minutes. So the next time one comes up, if there's not already one in queue, then it gets sent. But you can tell that I have 4 in queue, 4 for the next 4 hours, and that this will be hour 5. Okay, so now let's come back to the most important stream here, and that's your tribal stream. And this is posts that are coming from the RSS feeds of your tribe mates. And these will, by default, all be red, and you'll see them red here. This is how they come in, and they look like that. And if you click on this little icon here, and I usually middle click it so that I open it in a new tab, that will let you view the post. Okay, so you want to view the post, you want to see if it's quality, you want to see if it's definitely something you want to send, give it a quick read, come back in here, and you can choose to move it from not sending, click on it, moves it to scheduled to send. Okay, if the post is really good, click on up to give it a little karma, and if we want to share it to other places, hover over the load social buttons. Don't click it because you'll click other things. Just hover over it and it opens these buttons and you can share it to other sites and services. And this is useful also when a post is marked promotional, such as it has a word like free in it that Twitter really doesn't like. So you can send it out the main tweet system just in case. Okay, now let's come up here. Again, there's lots of ways to share stuff, so you may decide, with your community that you're going to Stumble stuff, you're going to LinkedIn stuff, with different things. Let's come up here. Here is one by Raj that is getting marked as promotional. And the reason that is it has the word free in the title. Twitter doesn't like this. This isn't a Triberr thing. This is a Twitter thing. Twitter does not like us automating or even semi-automating any posts going out that have promotional words. And, silly people. They don't understand that not all words that look promotional are. So in this case, this post isn't promotional. I've looked at this post earlier, and it's not promotional, so I'd want to open up the buttons, and I'd want to mark it. I want to click the tweet button, and I'm going to tweet it for Raj. Oops, I tweeted that earlier. Sorry. Okay, I've already tweeted that for Raj. That's why the buttons were open. And once I've done that, there's a link here that says done sharing, mark as shared, and hide it. Okay, so this is going to hide it so that it tells the system I shared it and it doesn't bring it back. But it still went out because I still tweeted it. Now that tweet, it went through the standard Twitter system, so it's not a Triberr wrapped, so it's not going to be the same metrics on that. There's not going to be the ability to do all the click counting in that, but he's still going to get seen in my Twitter stream. So just because a post is marked promotional doesn't necessarily mean I'm not going to share it. Now I come on up, and again, this is the ones that are going to go out, and I can see just kind of based on when I clicked them, this is going to go out at hour 2, hour 3, hour 4. Okay, they're not all 100% in order there, but the system will sort all that out. And let me click on this again and see if there's anything new. And as these go out, and as new posts come in from these blogs, they'll fill in. They'll come in from the bottom, and you'll have more and more at the bottom. And you'll just scroll down, and you'll click on them and approve them. Now, how often do you want to check this? We try for once a day. We try for jumping in here for just a couple minutes once a day and marking things to go out once a day. It doesn't always work that way. Sometimes it's every other day. We understand that business happens, but you still want to make sure that you're getting in here and marking posts so that they go out. If a post hangs around too long, it will vanish from you. It won't sit around forever, so you won't have a 500 tweet backlog to work with. So you do want to get in here, because if you're missing those posts, they're going to be gone from your ability to help your community out. They're going to be gone from your ability to reciprocate to people that shared your content. And so that's how to set this up. It's worth noting that the social share buttons here, some people really like to use them. Some people don't use them often. Some people really, really appreciate when you use them. These are really powerful buttons, and if you see content that's really good that you don't mind promoting on these other networks, suggest you take a second to go ahead and do it. It doesn't take you any time at all. It is worth remembering, though, that things like the Google Plus button permanently affect your search results, affect what gets returned in your search results. So be very careful that it is definitely stuff that you want to see in your stream. The same is true with Stumble Upon. Be careful that it's stuff that you're truly interested in, that it is stuff that you are okay with affecting what comes up in your Stumble Upon account when you stumble there. And, you know, LinkedIn, again, has a little different culture than other sites. And so be careful about what you're sending there, particularly in terms of volume. Okay, LinkedIn really isn't a place that you want to create too much flood. The same could be said of Facebook. All right, that is how to get started here. By default, you're going to have the tribe you're in plus 3 tribes you own. Okay, so by default, I was invited to Jaffa, and then I was also invited to Blogging Buddies and Link Minded. And then the 3 I own are Invites, TSA Core, and We Blog WordPress. Okay, now the only one I do anything with is We Blog WordPress. I use the Invites tribe actually to help people get into Triberr, because sometimes getting in the door can be the hardest thing. But I don't maintain other active tribes that I run at this time, because there are quite a few good tribes going on. And if you go out under bonfires, and if you go to looking for tribe mates, you can go here and you can find other tribes that are looking for tribe mates. And there's a great number of tribes that are constantly looking for people, and you know that you can get involved with these tribes. However, what I really suggest that you do is take some time and set up a niche tribe. Invite people in. Create a tribe that is hubbed around a close topic that you have control of that tribe and you really help keep it on base. Create a strong culture from the beginning. Make it clear what's really accepted, what really isn't, what you want to see, whether business related posts are going to be promoted, whether, you know, posts that are sometimes on the promotional side are going to be allowed, and whether or not the tribe has a topic or a focus. For example, the one of the tribes I'm in, this link-minded tribe, is for me sometimes problematic because there really is not a topic focus, and that often means that there is content that goes through there that I can't share out because it doesn't work for you know what I'm building in social media. And when I'm curating that content, I'm not going to pump out links to places that don't serve my community. And so you really want to always try to stay with very niche tribes. Now, for example, Jaffa is a great example of a tight little tribe with members that are in social media marketing, and that we pretty much explicitly share almost everyone's content that comes through this tribe without exception, because we completely trust these members. These members have been very well vetted. They're very much on par with the things that I do. They run blogs kind of similar to mine. They handle their business very well. They're very professional. And if they run a promotional post, cool, I'm going to promote it for them because they do the same thing for me. And that's the culture of this tribe. That will not be the culture of every tribe. Every tribe will handle very differently. And so you want to respect and understand the culture of the tribe you're getting involved in. One more thing is bones. Bones are credits, and you can earn bones a number of ways. You can purchase bones, of course, but that's not the only way they come available. I do purchase bones from time to time because it lets me do some advanced things in the system. But also, if I come back under Home, I can gain bones a number of ways. One is by flagging, adding karma to posts that deserve it. Now, I've looked at these posts, okay? So I've looked at these, so I approved them, so I just need to mark some karma. As you do a lot of karma, you'll get a bone here, a bone there. It's not real consistent, not real regular. There's other ways to earn bones as well. Another is the dynamic tribes. And dynamic tribes use some keyword focusing to offer you the ability to promote a tweet out to people to request a tweet be promoted by people that tend to be in a certain niche. So if I wanted to do new dynamic tribe, and I wanted to send out a tweet, hey, this is my cool tweet. Check it out. Link.com via SChem. Whoops, link.com via SChem in the URL. Okay? These tweets cannot be promotional in nature because they all will be manually reviewed. Okay? And if I click continue, then it's going to ask me to narrow down who in the community is going to be offered the option to tweet this. And what I have to do is to create an offer of a number of bones. So I can say, if you will tweet this, Now this is a dynamic tribe. This is different than my static tribes, okay? Your static tribes you have a working, consistent agreement with. Your dynamic tribes apply to the whole of Triberr. And anybody that has been niched within certain keywords, and there's a process to that I won't go into today, but will be offered based on those keywords a chance to promote this tweet. And I can say, I will give you 1 bone, I'll give you 3 bones, I'll give you 5 bones if you'll tweet this. And so oftentimes the way I earn most of my bones is by tweeting stuff that comes through Dynamic Tribe. And if you see them, they will show up in here, but they will be highlighted a baby blue, okay? And it will say Dynamic Tribe, and it will tell you how many bones you'll get if you agree to tweet that. And after it's been tweeted out the system, then you'll get credit for the bones. And it's a way to earn bones. It's not being super used at the moment, but it's definitely a system that's growing and something we're working on. And it's a chance to expand your reach even further. And it's a really neat system. One thing with it, though, is if you just sent a blog post out and it went through your tribe networks and it went to maybe 20 people, that you don't want to turn around immediately and create a dynamic tribe on keywords that are the same as some of the people that it just went out, or they're going to get offered it a second time, and then promoting the tweet back to back within an hour or so isn't what you're hoping for. Okay, it's going to look really funny in their stream. It's not going to help them. It's not going to help you. Put some spacing between when it goes to your main tribes and when it goes to the dynamic tribes, and you'll get a lot better results here. So it's a great way to replay some tweets out to an expanded network. Again, the dynamic tribes are pretty new, and you can learn more about them in the bonfires and on the blog. All right, that is Triberr. That is how to get started with it. Again, jump in about once a day, every other day, and mark tweets to approve. You can open them up by the little up arrow here, and you can open them and give them a read and make sure they're the quality you want to see, and then move on your day. You know, it's a great way to help your community out while curating some really quality content out to your community. All right, Kimberly Castleberry here with JustAskKim.com. Leave your questions in the comments below. Look forward to getting to know you, and if you need anything at all, give me a shout. Take care and talk soon.